Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and good evening. Today we will be discussing about our overseas Pakistanis who are living in Western countries as well as in the Middle East and rest of the world, how they are contributing to Pakistani economy. There are numbers. Recently, the finance minister was quoting that around $34 billion remittances this year we are expecting from the overseas Pakistani. So most of those dollars are naturally of those people who are working in various countries, and then we have a large community of our Pakistanis who are living in various countries, Western countries, and naturally they are contributing a lot, not only for those countries but for Pakistan as well. So I have a very prominent guest today, Mr. Dr. Azhar Aslam. He is associated with Awam Pakistan Party. He's a leading leader of the party. Naturally, the party has yet to conduct its organizational structure and the elections, but he's a senior person. Thank you very much, Dr. Azhar, for joining me this
Thank
evening.
you for the invitation.
Kindly just tell me that what the Pakistanis are thinking about Pakistan, the existing situation that we are going through.
Yes, situation is interesting, right? Since you were a child and since I was a child, we always think Pakistan is going through a critical phase and Pakistan ek nazuk mode se guzar raha hai and all that kind of thing. So that situation just seems to be like permanently stuck. It's like one of those misfortunes that seems to have been permanently stuck with us. So obviously, the people who are out of country, you can broadly classify them. Now, when we discuss among ourselves, among the overseas Pakistanis, I broadly classify them into three categories. There, regardless of the categories, the basis is that there is no Pakistani who does not love Pakistan or feel for Pakistan or want to do something for Pakistan. But due to the prevailing situation as well as the past history of repeated failures on behalf of various governments who have ruled over past 30, 40, 50 years in Pakistan, let's say even since, going back to 80s, say for example, we'll leave the tumultuous decade of 70s out because that was a very unique decade. Obviously, East Pakistan separated. I was a little child then. You were probably not even born. So the current Pakistan as we know it, from 80s has been embroiled in various kind of struggles. And the behavior of the governments over all these past 4 decades and a half, has been such that people now, like I said, I can classify them into 3 categories. So there is Pakistanis who have become kind of completely indifferent to what happens in Pakistan. They would want to go to Pakistan still, enjoy themselves on holidays, want to help relatives, other people, possibly contribute to charities as well, and possibly think of, visiting Pakistan on the long-term basis as well. But they are relatively indifferent in that they would not want to talk about Pakistani politics. They would not want to talk about the intricate details of Pakistani society, what's going on, economy, etc. So they are like the indifferent group. Then there is a broad class of Pakistanis who are actively involved in Pakistan in that because of their family relations. They'll visit far more frequently. They will also want to send remittances here, and they are the major contributors of remittances that you were mentioning earlier on. And they would also want to continue a deep relationship with Pakistan, taking interest in Pakistan, and etc. But increasingly now, and I've seen this among lot of my friends, because I have been abroad for 37 years, and people of my age who went very young, who've been there for 20, 25, 30 years plus, they've come to a situation when they're really well off and they've got money to invest, that people are interested in the social sector, they would be interested in the politics, but when it comes to economics, they would not want to invest their money. And that is really a group which is increasing in numbers slowly now. Because people who do not want to bring their money back into Pakistan is a group of people who is increasing in numbers. And this is a diaspora who would want to maybe contribute a little bit, yes, but not invest. So they're not
Why?
indifferent.
Why they are
They're
not?
not indifferent. Yeah, we'll come to that as
Yeah.
well in a minute. Yeah, I'll answer why. But that's a group which is involved, but kind of stepping back slowly. And then there's a third group of Pakistanis who is increasingly reducing in numbers, like myself, who would be more actively involved in politics. Like, for example, I, along with Mr. Shahid Khakan Abbasi over XPM and Miftah Ismail Saab, I'm one of the founding members of a new political party, Awam Pakistan. And, trying to make some difference in the politics and the political processes and give. And so I myself am also, actively involved in that. I am a CEO of a charity. I'm running a couple of other projects in Pakistan. So I spend a lot of my time in Pakistan. But the people who do that, like myself, we are now not a rare breed, but an increasingly reducing breed, let's say. The numbers are reducing. As to the why of it, because unlike many other countries where you will see political instability, for example, Japan is a classic example. Despite all its political instability, since Second World War, for past 70 years, no Japanese prime minister has been prime minister for more than 2 years, I think. Same goes for Italy. Complete political instability. Italian prime ministers change hands all the time. But as a society and as a country, they have adopted such policies, economic policies, and given so much power and strength to the institutions that the processes and the procedures might be a little bit distorted and system might wobble a little bit, but overall the stability of the economy persists, and there's no uncertainty in the economic policies and the direction in which the economy is going to go. There's rule of law, there's protection of property, there's protection of life. So these are the critical matters which obviously are absent in case of Pakistan. And when we see increasing lawlessness, even among the powerful circles, like, for example, amendments being passed at midnight or in the morning after 12-minute debates. I mean, it's just beyond joke and beyond belief, but it's happened in Pakistan. When those kind of things happen, when judiciary is all wobbly, when politics is a shrinking space, economy is so wobbly that people are the brain drain is at its highest in Pakistan, and people are young people are wanting to go out and get out of Pakistan. So this kind of economic scenario landscape obviously stops people from bringing their hard-earned money. Because remember, none of us, or very few of us, are like Bill Gates. There are Pakistanis who are mega rich, they're billion-dollar rich. But somebody like myself, for example, I'm a doctor. So if I give you an example of my close friends, a group of, for example, our class fellows friends of about 30, 35 odd people, or a broader category of college mates and other doctors I know, I can say I know about 1,000 doctors who are quite well settled in UK, and if I go to US, then I'll probably know another few hundred as well. So just if I just take this group of people, they have enough money to be able to invest in Pakistan. And for example, medical education was a favorite, field in which doctors used to invest, or medical healthcare, hospitals, nursing education, dental education. And to give you an example just now, that for past 9 months, the Pakistan Nursing Council is non-existent. And due to internal squabbles, under the presidential ordinance on 26th of September, the council was dissolved and the new one was supposed to be appointed to solve the problems and start the process going, because there were about 100 plus applications stuck for nursing colleges, for example. And despite 3 months, they are not even able to appoint all the members who are supposed to be on the council, never mind having a council's meeting and moving things forward. So, when these kind of things happen, people like myself who have earned this money through sheer hard work, and that's their life saving, they just don't want to bring it back. They would love to bring it back, but they don't want to bring it back. And I know this from my personal experience, because I have invited my very close friends to invest in Pakistan, because I would like to do some educational projects here. But no one is interested. They don't want to do it because they obviously see an economic uncertainty. But more than that, they see there's no rule of law, there's no enforcement of contracts. And even more than that, and I'm really sorry to say this, they feel that in Pakistan, people are all, how we call it, do number. They just like, they will take the money, they will not fulfill what they want to do. Then the level of incompetence that you experience in Pakistan because of the deterioration of education and skills training and lack of skill training, lack of skills, is massive. It's absolutely massive. And because I'm involved in educational charities for 27, 28 years, and we've been teaching kids in slums and deprived areas, I can promise you myself, I've met people who have done on paper masters, MPhils, PhDs, but they cannot write a paragraph of English properly without making mistakes either in grammar or spellings, or even Urdu. Never mind English,
Wow.
even Urdu.
Yeah, of course.
Writing a proper paragraph Urdu will be so difficult. So all these factors, political uncertainty, lack of coordinated, stable economic, consistent policies, lack of rule of law, deterioration of human capital. These are major factors. And we're just talking about Pakistanis overseas, but you
Okay.
see for yourself, like about
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, I think, I can't remember the name of the General Saab, who is the head of SIFC. He in a conference, he said that, we can't attract overseas investment, and there's no FDI in Pakistan, and the reasons are the same. So, like I said, there are
Okay.
Pakistanis
Okay.
who want to
Okay.
do it,
Okay.
but
Okay,
it's
Dr. Azhar. Doctor, sorry to cut you. My straight question: how we are going to address all these issues that we have raised right now?
well, difficult question, but I think that's something we, as a political party, have been working on, and because I personally have been working on these matters for a long time as well. Obviously, Pakistan, this is like a chicken and egg situation, because you need power to make change and to make some effective change. And to come to power, it's like one of my American friends was said to me that by the time the American president becomes a president, he has sold his soul so many times that he doesn't own anything at all. So you have to sell your soul probably so many times that you become ineffective. And that's exactly what happened to Khan Saab, because I was associated with PTI for a long time as well. In fact, I was one of the few
I'm
people
sorry,
who.
because I wanted to, intervene and say one thing, since you have been narrating the entire um, the challenges that this country unfortunately is facing at the moment. But what I have seen is, as a journalist, I've been practicing journalist for since 1989 onward, I think. we we people are not, unfortunately, honest either with our own self or with the country. So dishonesty is more bigger issue than the
Any other
deteriorating
issue.
education, this the lack of skills in this country.
I agree.
Dishonesty is the biggest challenge that this
It's the
country
fundamental issue
is. Yeah, of
in
course.
Pakistan.
We
It's
have
the
people
fundamental
from
issue.
Oxford, we have people from Cambridge, we have people from John Hopkins, and there are so
Yeah.
many other universities. They have got, degrees, but when they come to Pakistan, when they sit on a very, lucrative positions and a very powerful positions, they become dishonest. This is one of the biggest issues.
Yeah, and system encourages dishonesty, and it actively suppresses you being honest and being competent. And unfortunately, that's the way it is. And you're absolutely right. That's the most fundamental
We had
problem
a
we have.
Muin Qureshi, we had a Shaukat Aziz, we had Dr. Hafiz,
Yes, yeah,
Sheikh,
all
we
of these
had
people are very well educated
all
and they
these
got
people,
higher
the
degrees from
present
outside
finance. I
Pakistan.
mean,
Yes.
you named these people, and even, okay, they were the technocrats, the people who were running the show in this country. They belonged to this country, they had their businesses, they were the landlords. What they have
Narrow
done with this
vision,
country?
very selfish, very narrow vision. And unfortunately, they're not even learning the lessons. And look at the history of all the politicians, all the powerful people. People are passing away, they die, they go in the same grave that anybody else will go. They go empty handed the way they came. But for some reason, the lust of money is such in this country, and that, and no, you're talking about overseas Pakistanis. I, at the moment, have got, like, because of my position being a doctor, a senior doctor, I get all the time referrals from young doctors come who ask for advice and etc. So I try to mentor and support all Pakistani doctors as much as I can. I've been actively trying to support some doctors recently, and what I've found, which is very, very saddening, is that one doctor, for example, is skipping university education, and they're telling me very proudly that they are able to somehow still mark their presence in the class. Jugaad lagai hui hai, or whatever. Another Pakistani doctor failed to pass the exam, and I asked for her to give me an analysis of what happened. And she kind of came up with all kind of excuses, well, not excuses, her reasons. But not once she did that, okay, this was my mistake and I didn't really grasp something in a certain way. So what I've noticed in the young Pakistanis who are now out there, and I've come across about 7 or 8 of them in the past few months who I've been trying to help or supervise or guide or mentor, that they look for shortcuts, they look for quick ways, they don't have any qualms about using wrong methods, about being dishonest, about being untruthful. They don't think integrity. And you know what? Once I kind of objected to a couple of people, and they said, "Sir, Pakistan mein yahi hota hai. Hum Pakistan mein yahi karte hain."
No, I don't agree.
So,
Sorry,
it's
I don't.
it's just like,
There are good people, but naturally they are not in a power. They are not on a
so,
decision making.
these
Yeah,
people, it's very difficult to make them understand that this is not going to work for a
exactly.
long time, even if it works for a short time, and you will be not successful here, because the system is made for the people who play by merit and who do hard work and who are honest. and truthful, and they're rewarded. But these people, I find it very difficult to say. That's exactly what you just said, the dishonesty. It's become like in the khamir of the country, it's become part of our bones and flesh. And this moral degradation is actually the fundamental reason why everything else doesn't work as well. So, in answer to your questions, I think it has to be worked at various levels. Really, it has to be worked from your education, your character building, your training, all the way from each individual doing something, each organization doing something, as well as right down to trying to either. I mean, personally, I don't think this system actually will just continue as it is, and will work or will deliver. And things have to change. But when do they change? Because we are caught in the whirlwinds of international geopolitical drama with like a Trumpian drama of massive proportions. So Pakistan is almost helplessly caught there because we have lost our economic sovereignty. And when you're not sovereign and you don't control your finances, you lose your political clout as well, and you
as
become
as
like
you were as you were referring, as you're this the lust for money is not ending. In fact, all those people who are running, I mean, ruling this country, or those who were ruling this country in the past, they have got a massive money, but their lust is not ending. And that is one of the reasons that we have to go to the IMF, and then we should get our dictations, and
well,
the
that's
entire,
exactly true. You know what?
yeah,
All your rulers now want everybody who's clever enough to go abroad, because what they would like, they'd like nothing better than that. Because anybody intelligent will go abroad. They will set remittances, so they don't have to worry about exports. They don't have to worry about, getting the manufacturing sector going, getting the agriculture sector going. They don't worry about investments. They happily want the people to go abroad, earn money, send remittances back. And the other added advantage is then those who are left behind, who are not clever enough, it's easy to rule on them.
yeah.
Honestly, the soul of an ordinary Pakistani is dying, and it's really dying fast. As it happens, I have recently had a chance of visiting Egypt uh, over a period of 1 year, about 4 times, due to some conference and some educational work I was doing. And obviously, every single time, Egypt is a large Muslim country. Like, I think it's the fourth or fifth largest Muslim country in terms of population. With Gaza war happening, it's a key player in the region. So I've always been interested in the politics of the region and everything else. I kind of I met loads of ordinary Egyptians. And what I saw is they are just existing, like, they are existing. You can see like they're live robots. There's no soul left in them. And the young people in Egypt who I came across are desperate, absolutely desperate. And but their ruling class is as bad as ours. And when I kind of analyzed this whole thing over last a year or so, since I've been to Egypt three, four times, I suddenly reflect back and look at Pakistan, and I think, gosh, it almost looks like we are going down the same path. Another 2, 3, 4, 5 years, if it continues like this, the soul of Pakistan will be dead. There will be no soul left. Because soul comes from vision, from aspiration, from ambition of young people. And when young people know that they do not have a future in that country, their dreams will not be fulfilled in this country.
Okay,
They will
okay. My
not
my
have, their hard work is not repaid as it should be.
agreed,
Then,
agreed.
then their dreams die. And
Absolutely.
and if the dreams of young people die, then the soul of a nation dies. And that's
Agreed,
exactly the path we are rushing towards.
agreed. Now tell me, in Pakistan, every political party, when it is in the opposition, uh, since 80s, I have been witnessing all this as a young boy, and then later on, that when the political party is in power, uh, they see the establishment on their side and they keep on praising them. But when they go into the opposition, they directly, accuse the established that we are being removed by establishment. We are being removed by the, such and such person. And this is what is happening right now as well. The political parties which are in power, they have been accusing the former establishment. And the person who is behind the bar today, yeah, he was very much aligned with the establishment previously, and today he is accusing them in the same manner that the president used to do in the past. Where we see, a kind of a system where the political parties themselves take a responsibility.
Absolutely. And you know what? When we call establishment, I'm sorry to say, but we are actually again misleading, especially when politicians talk about establishment. We are misleading people. We want to shift the blame to, say, for example, military establishment or bureaucratic establishment. Actually, a lot of politicians are part of the establishment. They work for the establishment, and establishment is not just military establishment. Military establishment might be leading the establishment. Military might be playing a major role, but they do that work on the basis of bureaucratic establishment, which is part of it, judicial establishment, which is part of it, prominent businessmen who obviously make
Yeah.
loads of money through powerful contracts. They're part of it. Media, there's
Yeah.
part of it, and obviously politicians. They play a part. I mean, just imagine that on
No,
February,
but
I
my
think it was.
question, sorry to cut you. So my question was that, you know, historically or practically, in both cases, it is only the military which is targeted, in fact. The
Yeah.
rest are, it is all, good. It's all well. But they target only, even today, our military leadership is targeted for different reasons, and naturally for political reasons, of course.
Sure, but in this country, you will see, if you look back and look how many vertical and horizontal divides we have. We have a sectarian divides, we have provincial divides, we have language divides, we have brotherly divides, tribal divides. So we divided vertically and horizontally along length and breadth of the country. But there is only one single division which is not pointed out, that the certain minority of extractive elite who control the finances and the political fortunes in this country, who consists of military, judiciary, politicians, businessmen. They're all interlinked. I dare you to find me, a Blood Sardar who, or a Sindhi Jagirdar, or a Pakistani, a Punjabi Jagirdar, or a Pathan Sardar, who will talk against each other. They have all business relationships with each other. They have got blood relationships. They have relationships through marriage with each other. And similarly, your bureaucratic elite does the same. Your military elite does the same. So really, the only divide in this country is of haves and have-nots.
Yeah.
And have-nots are the people who are then given this multiple division theory, and they have they what do you say in Urdu, truck ki batti ke piche lagana, right? You goli de dena. You will blame one class military establishment. Sometimes you will call a politician corrupt. Sometimes you will redirect their anger towards judiciary. So everybody's always confused about who is what. But the real crux of the matter is that there is a very small minority of people who are haves and there's a large majority who are have-nots, and that's the only real divide in this country. There is no other divide. If like I've been in Pakistan for the last few days, and I had a meeting with two prominent businessmen yesterday, and one of them made a very interesting remark. He said, having money in this country is actually dangerous if you're not powerful, because it means that if you got lots of money, you become vulnerable. You will be vulnerable to state. You will have police, tax, other functionaries come after you. They know you got money and they will want to take some money off you. You will also have local mafias come to you, and now you will have kidnapping gangs who will come after you as well. So just having money in this country is actually dangerous positively. So therefore, anybody who's got money will
They
always
need
want
power.
power with it as well.
Yeah.
And so if
Protect
so
to protect their
they,
money.
so how do they get power is by being patronized.
Yeah.
So they obviously sit under the shadow of some powerful general or a court, high court justice or Supreme Court justice or some high politician or something. So what does that patronizing do? It 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 weakens the economy, because what it does is it generates a lot of black money.
Yeah.
And that black money never gets invested in Pakistan properly. It either flies away into Dubai or London and New York or Milan or somewhere else, or they will buy flashy cars and flashy, all kind of imported luxuries, which again means you're sending money out of the country. So it's money laundering, right, left, and center. And essentially, when money is leaving the country all the time, how can country be rich? A country will become poor. You will have rich people, but poor country.
Yeah. Great discussion. In fact, I'm short of time, and thank you very much for your precious time. In fact, you
No,
spoke
thank you
very
so
well.
much for
You
inviting.
spoke, in fact, to the heart of millions of Pakistanis, either they are living, outside this country or inside this country. We people who really, associated with this country. We cannot run away anywhere. So those people who cannot run away, who cannot, you know, uh, just take away their fears from the challenges, they have the same feelings, the same thoughts, the same narrations that you have made in my show. Thank you very much, Dr. Azhar Aslam, associated with
Thank you.
Awam Pakistan Party. I wish that your party sometime makes a difference and comes into the power,
We are
because
working on it.
I am going to have a discussion on this, separately, because most of the
Inshallah.
people who are in this party, they have been part of the system as well. So there are people,
Absolutely.
then they raise questions, if you have been associated with the same, system, how
Quite
you're
right
going
to
to
ask
change
those
it.
questions. Yes, no, it's
So how
quite
you're
right to
going to
ask that
change.
question.
But thank you very much for your precious time. Thank you. Grateful.
Thank you.